Mind is okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo.
Onyedu Ipod, Omeriwo Nindizu, Oniya, Abakare, Mama Dawora, Unapuri Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Na Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nande bu Onyedu Ipod, Omeriwo Nindizu, Ndiroya, Abakare, Mama Dawora, Unapuri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapuri meri Nandi.
Greetings.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làwọn tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Good afternoon to you.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you. Good evening to you.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun
Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching from, this is Maiyegun Live.
Bó bá ṣe rè, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Let's do this. Share the broadcast.
Maiyegun diary, diary political. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun diary.
Thank you for joining me.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lẹ́nu.
Wait.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ o, làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary,
My favorite part.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Thank you.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Lórí Facebook.
Thank you. Now, if you are watching me from Facebook, you are likely going to be unable to share the broadcast. But do your best. Like that video. It is called Marking the Register. But at the same time, you can still try to share it if the Facebook will let you. But on YouTube, you can easily copy the link by clicking the share, and then you can share on WhatsApp, on Facebook, right there before you settle down, right? So invite everyone that needs to be here, read the caption of the broadcast, get yourself settled in, right? And we can get, started.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Tell them.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Lórí Facebook. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Lórí YouTube. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Thank you very much once again for joining me. So you probably have seen the video of the Boko Haram ISWAP attack on a military university. That these criminals, after depleting and weakening the military of Nigeria for the ragtag religious jihadists and terrorists to take over, they started establishing institutions for themselves. In this case, it was a university set up by Buratai, the butcher, the failed former chief of army staff of Nigeria, who is now the ambassador to Benin Republic, a reward for supervising the murder and the genocide, mass killings of Nigerians by the terrorists as well as the Nigerian military. Now, he was rewarded with that, then he gave himself that university. Some of you have seen that video. Yeah, they came back, they said they repelled them. Well, it didn't show that they repelled them. I'm coming back to that. Okay. We have 4 days to the appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court in Abuja, where Boko Haram said Nnamdi Kanu should defend himself, even though they are even running away from their own from their own courts. We have 4 days to go, and it seems Biafrans, they can't really wait until Tuesday to show how ready they are. I'm taking my story from there in case if you want to see this happened. Now, that happened today in Biafra land, and it is to show that in readiness all over the world, there is also a general consensus that people should show solidarity for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, apart from mobilizing to appear and show presence in that court on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is 18th, isn't it? Yeah. Good. So people are getting ready on that. I'm coming back to that as well. Now, the insecurity failure in Nigeria, the leadership failure that has brought this calamity of mass killings in Nigeria. And then at the same time, no sight of, there's no end in sight for this bloodbath. It's been a bloody week in Nigeria again. You see, if I share this video with you, you are likely never going to hear from me again for another 1 week or two. I will likely get suspended, but I devised another means to let you see this. The reason why you will see this kind of clips is just to give you the idea of what it looks like when you read the news that terrorists invaded or terrorists invade military position. Terrorists, they invaded this community and they captured people, right? Just for you to see what it looks like. This looks like. That's why you see this video, okay? I've got another means of bringing it on, and I'll show you that. Now, this happened in Borno State. Many times I have told you that if those in charge of Nigeria, especially since APC Egbekegbe came in, if they have to be sincere with everyone on the issue of insecurity, number one, there will be nothing called Operation Safe Corridor, which is to save a passage for repentant terrorists under the APC Egbekegbe's government. So if they have possibly been honest with everyone, right, there will be no leeway or a leverage for criminals to continue to commit the same crime. But there has been and repeated leeway for these criminals to stay in operation, right? So governments can then come out and say, no, that didn't happen. Oh, we killed so amount of so number of terrorists. They will never show that to you. All right. Now, a government, a Boko Haram's government. I think I remember there was a time I told you that, I keep telling you anyway, the Borno State, which has 27 local government areas. Yeah. Currently, out of 27 local government areas, yeah, you probably have maybe 3 or 4 local government areas, including the state capital, Maiduguri, that is still in control of Nigeria. Some people said, oh, that's an exaggeration. Borno State, Zulum is doing a great job. He's helping his people. Why won't he help his people? He's getting a free handout every now and then, and he doesn't even have to share the money between 27 local governments. It takes everything. And since everybody, those who managed to, those who survived from those local government areas, yeah, and found their way to the state capital, they can get a bag of rice every now and then. They can get a chicken. They can get cow. They can get money from this guy. Because majority of those people from those local government areas, they have completely become refugees scattered in and outside Nigeria, away from Borno State. But some said this is an exaggeration. It can't be that bad. But just recently, few days ago, in fact, just 48 hours ago, this governor of Borno State finally admitted that 2 Borno local government areas under Boko Haram control. Now, listen, you have heard the story of farmers in Sokoto, farmers in Zamfara, farmers in so many parts of northern Nigeria, including Borno State, villages or villagers who are now paying taxes to the terrorists in northern Nigeria. They may give you a different picture as national picture, but this is the real picture of how much the terrorists have gained ground in Nigeria. And just about 48 hours ago as well, 2 days ago, there's also this report that in the last 12 years, where you have been fighting the war of attrition. Yesterday, I was asking people, I said, what do you call a war that you don't really plan, that you are fighting a war that you don't really plan to win? And people, I gave it a different name, but people told me it's called war of attrition, where you'll be pretending. In fact, even if you have to sacrifice your own soldiers, send them to their death under this government. We have seen the Air Force, bomb their own soldiers. And they said they mistook them for terrorists. We have seen under this same government, when they were trying to cover up the corruption of Babashir Lawal, the man that used 242 million naira to cut grass for the internally displaced person in Nigeria, in Borno inclusive. And when they wanted to cover that up, they decided to go and bomb Ran, not once, not twice, 3 times. And they said it was mistake. Ran was where they camped internally displaced person. They killed not just the people who were running away or escaped from terrorists of Boko Haram. They killed those who were offering them help in Ran. So it became a business for them. 15 billion, 12 years, war of attrition. The war that they don't plan to win. If I ask you this direct question, can you honestly answer this and say, APC under Buhari, APC Egbekegbe, they have a reliable formula of how to end terrorism in Nigeria? If I ask you, can you honestly answer yes to that? Of course, you can't honestly answer yes to that, because I've got counterfacts to tell you, right, that they have no plan of ending it. A country that wants to end terrorism that can take over military bases, cut away weapons, cut away vehicles, cut away every logistics they can lay their hands on. I'm talking about hardwired hardware, military hardware. Things that should never found their ways into the hands of terrorists under this Boko Haram government. You have seen that done again and again and again. But many of you read them in the news. Sometimes you see them in the video. You don't want to believe them. It is my job to bring them back to your consciousness and some subconscious mind. A government that wants to end terrorism will never, ever put a program together without the backing of the law for the past 6 years now. And that policy is called Operation Safe Corridor. And a policy that said, if you are captured or you decided to repent and lay down your arms, blah, 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 you will be forgiven and then rehabilitated, and then you will be paid off. That is the program of a government that wants to end terrorism. And this same program for 6 years that many people have come back to say has failed. The terrorists captured by the vigilantes, the terrorists captured by the soldiers, the terrorists captured by the police or every other paramilitary organizations working against the terrorism, pretending that they were fighting the terrorism. But it's not planned to be won. It is a war of attrition. When they are captured, they are released back into the same communities they destroyed. And guess what? They were abandoned, like APC abandoned all of you. 15 million mumuns that voted for them. Abi, as they abandoned you, they abandoned the same people they put together a policy of free pass for terrorists. Only for them to go back to that terrorism. So far, so good. Boko Haram's government, they have released over 9,000 repentant terrorists. These were people captured either by the vigilantes, either by the military, or every other people working against these same terrorists in northern Nigeria. And they are released by Boko Haram's government. Guess what? That didn't give them any intel into how the terrorists were operating and getting stronger and stronger. You know why? Because the terrorist is the government. War of attrition. It is not meant to be won. So, this happened. I decided to use this style. Just watch my back, okay? Because I think you should always watch my back, right? When they came, they captured these themselves. Let me see if I can move aside for you. Now, they captured these themselves. This was them attacking a military university in Borno, a place where they have gained advanced ground in Nigeria, northeast of Nigeria today. APC Egbekegbe is keeping that away from you. Now, when you look at their bogus 2023 rigged election, planned rigged election, you realize that the same Borno state that has been ravaged by terrorism, where Buratai the butcher came from, where the people who claim to love Nigeria and fighting to keep Nigeria decided to sacrifice their own people endlessly, repeatedly, and then unregrettably, like they have no regrets whatsoever. They believe that they are doing a great job by fighting the war of attrition. War of attrition is the war that APC Egbekegbe brought upon Nigeria. And guess what? That is costing Nigeria a arm, a leg, and almost the entire body. 1/3 of the national budget of Nigeria goes into a pretentious fight against these terrorists. But whenever they do all this, and they were ever captured, they were going to be released as long as they repent. While people still get killed. You see, the saddest part of it is that all of the weapons you see, all these weapons you see on display, these are not weapons manufactured by these terrorists. These are weapons taken from the armory of Nigeria. How can a government have not even a single terrorist standing trial for all of this? Rather, the military says if these guys can lay down their weapons, they can still come back and be the politicians that will speak for you, for Nigeria, for one Nigeria. The bloodbath is everywhere. Buratai University, they call it. Buratai is in Benin Republic. Nigeria military, they should ordinarily have, because they do have the weapons. So do you know that? If you put together the number of Nigerian military, Nigerian Air Force included, Nigerian police, the vigilante, the civil defense, you probably have a contingent of armed, 1.2 million armed personnel, right? Just 100,000 of them can sweep all these criminals out of the northeast and then northwest and north central. Guess what? These are the same Boko Haram of 12 years ago. They have now metamorphosed into a group called ISWAP, Islamic State of West African Province. They are the West African version of ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. I think that's what they call themselves, Iraq and Syria. ISIS or ISIL. Now, that's the group who carried this out. There's another terrorist group called Fulani Terrorist Group. Okay, they are the fourth deadliest terrorist organization in the whole world. Fourth deadliest Fulani terrorist group. They are wreaking havoc in Nigeria today. But when you look at your government, do the APC government have anything, any plan? If I ask you, the plans they have to curb what they think they will use to curb the terrorism of a Fulani terrorist in Nigeria is to give them lands. I mean, give them lands if you want your lives, your land or your life. That's the options they give to Nigerians as we speak. And that's the options you have to choose from in 2023, if you ever make it that far. No be me talk more. It was your respected man of God. People who hear from God, not all the time, but whenever they do, right? I think he had to say.
This is 2021. Some people are already getting ready to kill themselves over 2023. And they don't even know whether there will be 2023. They don't even know if there is 2023, whether they will still be around. There's nobody here who can say for sure that we will still be around by tomorrow. Nobody. It is God who determines who will still be around by 2023. Somebody said to me, sir, who do you think should be president in 2023? I said, president of where? He said, president of Nigeria. How are you sure there will be Nigeria in 2023? How are you sure? Can you swear? I pray there will be, so don't misquote me. But are you sure? Are you sure?
It's up to you. Are you sure? So I think we've had enough of these terrorists, okay? So they don't spoil our night. Beyond that, you probably have seen the video online already. For some of you who haven't seen the video, go on to Maiyegun's Diary Political. You probably will see it there. It's a shame. That is the military. And that's not the first time. But it's just to remind you what it looks like whenever they attack. In Yoruba land, we are facing the same thing. Yes, we are. But it hasn't been caught on camera yet. Enough to use it as a message to you. The few we have caught on camera are the victims, aftermath of when people get kidnapped. And then talking about 2023. These artless people, see, when you talk, they will say, oh, these people are trying to cause problems in Nigeria. Ask yourselves, are there no problems in Nigeria already? We are not creating problems in Nigeria. We are trying to stop the cover-up of the problems in Nigeria. Because by exposing the problems, we are also exposing the victims, which the country under this terrorist government would love to remain anonymous. And that's what they say. Information is a very powerful thing. When you are armed with the right information, it will be so difficult to make the wrong decisions again and again and again. I didn't send the terrorists to go and attack your military base. I didn't send the terrorists to go and attack the people in Zamfara. Your government have they have the security agents who have the intel, right? And your government even invested. They even invested over 400 billion naira of your money in equipment to spy on you. They did national insurance registration, blah, blah, blah. Still, they are yet to catch a single terrorist and bring that terrorist to trial. Or they are using that to monitor your conversation and the rest of that. They have the tool, they have the resources, they have the weapons, they have what it takes to get rid of all these murderous terrorists. But they choose to milk it and at the same time to mute the news. And that is something that people feel like, why are you telling us? What do you want? Oh, you are trying to make us fight our government. No, I'm trying to tell you how to learn how to stay alive so that you are not caught up in the midst of the fraud called APC Egbekegbe, not until Nigeria happened to you and then you become one of the statistics. So we are not creating the problems in Nigeria. We are in fact exposing it. And the more you know, the better you probably will fight back. Some of you don't have that spirit or the courage to actually fight back because you don't even understand the danger you are in. It is massive, but one by one, you will understand better. And then what you make of the information is completely yours. These criminals are armed. And they are mobile. They are everywhere. It is just like a ticking time bomb. You can get caught up just any moment. And that is why Maiyegun is to your aid. I am your friend to bring you to the reality from the fiction and lies, delusion, that APC Egbekegbe represents in 2016. There's a program they called Anchor Borrower Program. This program was to give farmers free or subsidized fertilizers in order to improve agricultural produce, at the same time to help crush food inflation, so that when the production finally comes on, when all of these investment comes to fruition, they can easily just ban the importation of rice, importation of this, importation of that, and you can just walk straight into the market and pick a bag of 50 kg bag of rice for possibly 6,000 naira. Why? It is grown and then refined in Nigeria, made in Nigeria rice. That was the fraud. Billions of your money was invested in that. In fact, the World Bank also invested their own millions of dollars, giving this free assistance. Well, the terrorists have done enough damages, and Boko Haram did the most damages in 6 years. Borrowers, Anchor Borrower Program, whatever it's called, that should have made your food cheaper and at the same time make your life a little bit nutritious, where you can have your own homegrown food right from your own soil. Well, that didn't happen. Boko Haram's government decided to shut the border, but opened it for two people, Dangote and Bua. Is it Bua or Bao? I don't know. The other guy from the north. These are the only two northerners that can go and take, they can take their trade in, outside and inside Nigeria. When it comes to importation of rice and the rest of that, these two guys are the only two people who have the right to bring all those things into Nigeria. If they found it in your home, they will be confiscated. Well, cut the long story short, what happened to the Anchor Borrower Program of Boko Haram? Something happened. Boko Haram and the rest of them destroyed half of the farm, and Boko Haram and APC Egbekegbe, they kept half, the rest of the produce. Hey, 2023 election is coming. APC Egbekegbe, they are going to flood Nigeria with these cheap rice. Part of the things that will make it look like maybe tinubu is actually going to be your Abiola. You know, you remember when we were growing up, prior to the 1993 Hope 93 election, presidential election, during the campaign, there were so many things they told us, right? Oh, if Abiola became president, if Abiola should become the president of Nigeria, there are already more than thousands of ships loaded with food, with assorted food coming to Nigeria. They will just enter Nigeria. Food will just become cheap. How many of you remember that? I wasn't too young ago. I remember that time. Now, adults, they talk. It was one of those periods they said MKO Abiola also sank a ship bringing Bible to Nigeria. You know, so there was no internet. There were some of these things that they were flying around to help gather people's attention and emotion to support and the Hope 1993. So APC Egbekegbe, that deliberately strangulated your economy, destroy it beyond what many of you can cope with. A bag of rice is now 50 kg bag of rice is now 30,000 naira from 8,000 naira. A gas cooker, they say how many kg? 10 kg is now 12,000 naira. How much did they buy them? So they deliberately, now they're about to flood the market. Guess who is doing the work for them? Loretta Onoche. Here you go. APC rice coming to market. Campaign don't start to, and the moguls, you don't carry your bows. Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbu Alimajiris, Buhari Dins, Buhari Didirins, Buhari Dinotus, Buhari Dijatus, Buhari Shukus, Ngozi Aris, Uneka Aris, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. Una don't grab your bowl, food don't ready.
You should come and see this. Everyone should come and see this. This is marvelous. This is wonderful. I have been hearing about it over the last few weeks. And then today, I'm so delighted to be here. Look at this. This is all rice. Look at this. Just look at this. Just look at this. Look at this, surrounded by rice. God bless the Nigerian farmers. God bless Baba Buhari. Say Baba. Say Baba Buhari. This is rice, made in Nigeria rice. It's not foreign. Oh. This one not be China. Oh. This one not be Thailand. Oh. This one are Niger. Original Niger rice with flavor, with good taste. This one. Say Baba. See rice. See rice. I have never seen something like this. This is brilliant. This is wonderful. I just love the ambience of this place. I love this place. Woo! This is, just look at. Just have a look at. Just have a look at. Just watch.
Watch more.
Just watch. And all of them have thank you Baba Buhari on them. Very appreciative Nigerian farmers. Most of them benefited from the Anchor Borrowers Program. And here are their products. They are here at the Abuja Trade and Convention Center. Everyone should come and see. Look at, we are still going. We are still going. See what we have here. See what we have here. See, this is rice. This is rice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rice. Ooh, rice, rice, rice. Rice, millions upon millions of them. Yes, see. Just look at. Just look at. Did you hear that? This government is working. Look at it. Anchor Borrowers Program. Thank you to Central Bank. Thank you to our young men and women who have taken to agriculture. Just look at what we have here. This is all rice. Rice, rice, rice. Brilliant, brilliant. I just love this. I just love this. Behind me is rice. On my left is rice. In front of me is rice. Everywhere is rice. Rice, rice, rice. And here we come to the last pyramid. It's so lovely. It's so lovely here. Woo! Beautiful. Wow. Although there's no way I'm not coming back here. I'll be coming back here to see what is happening here again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Buhari. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nigerians. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't mean to be a killjoy, but every time I see things like this before election, what comes to my mind is when Irokunle Omoamoshi was the governor of Ogun State. I used to call him the Arungun Oke Monson. Irokunle Abi Ibikunle Omoamoshi was governor. He played the same prank. So every time I say things like that before election, this is this pyramid that comes to my mind. Okay? For some of you who remember the Ogun State rice pyramid. Yeah? Okay, let me see if I can show you. When Irokunle Omoamoshi was fooling the people of Ogun State, how they have done rice revolution in Nigeria. They even celebrated it as achievement of APC Egbekegbe. But guess what? Na scam. You don't see the frame. They say pyramid don't they get frame until APC Egbekegbe came to power. Pyramid, they don't get frame. It also be like layer by layer. And people who did the job for Irokunle Omomoshi, yeah, they said they contracted them to load half sawdust, half rice. People said, if I'm supposed to get this kind of pyramid, rice pyramid, APC, Egbekegbe, see you, this is it when they finished. But you see the foundation. So if APC have this kind of, rice, where did Amosun grew the rice? Where did they process the rice? Everything has scam, as you all know, as it concerns APC, Egbekegbe. Egbekegbe na bad society. APC, Egbekegbe. Egbekegbe na bad society. APC, Egbekegbe. Thank you. No joke, some of you see the frame now. When you begin to offload that thing they put there in Abuja, you will realize that these guys are fully ready for 2023 and the way they are going to capture the people. Some of you are going to be fighting this kind of enlightenment war on social media. Wait, what is wrong with the people? What is wrong with all of you? I forget it, Gary. Food don't cheap now. If you go Kano, a bag of rice, they don't sell them for 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. I say, 10,000 naira for Kano. The same bag of rice is sold for 40,000 naira in Lagos. You see, Baba, you see that rice where you see for that video where Loretta Onoche displayed. Now Kano, then they sell them. They don't put Baba Buhari, thank you. They don't call them Buhari rice. Now the vote for 2023, you see so. And that's true. But you are going to say, go and get your voter's card. My friend, you need to go and register and get your voter's card. Hello, undi voter's card. How now they do? You need to go and, if you relocate, you need to go to INEC website and process your relocation. All right, so relocation officer, go on, do it. The people will go really vote, then the IDP camp. They don't understand that you graduated, you have not got any job. Now, Okada, you the right. And the rest of other hard jobs you are doing to keep body and soul together, they don't care. Now, Rice and the rest of them. And look around you. There are many poor people now. Abi? So your situation is not going to, really, in any way, calm down. So that's what you have to deal with. They will say, how much did they sell bag of rice for Kano? Babana, 10K. 10K. I'm on a Buhari rice, so people they chop them like anything, even if not stoned anything, So which means you don't even have that power. Oh yeah, go. Have you registered to vote? Have you done your PVC? Oh yeah, go and grab your PVC. Hello, undi PVC. Ondo state government didn't just talk about trying to stop the Fulani terrorists in their own states. Yes, Amotekun was put to work. And this time around, when the anti-open grazing bill became law in southwest Nigeria, Ondo State is one of those front runners, the states championing that the Yorubas should defend themselves against the invading Fulani terrorists because they have experienced many attacks from this incessant, murderous terrorist. But for the first time, or maybe second time this time around, for me, we caught on camera where their cows were arrested for violating that law. Remember? The few days ago, Akeredolu said the people of Ondo State, they should let the government do their job and they should not defend themselves. Remember? Well, it seems that they know what they are talking about, whether not for show or for anything else, right? this happened.
Well done. 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 I'm okay to arrest cow. You know the open grazing. Akure.
So that happened, and we must acknowledge it in Ondo State. Okay, so even if the governor initially said that people shouldn't worry, they shouldn't defend themselves against killer herdsmen, that is, a security are capable of doing the job, right? A man said he's never going to allow his own state to be part of a Biafra, and that state is Ebonyi State, and that's where we're going to now go into Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's upcoming court appearance. Okay, so while Amotekun can be seen doing the real job that many Yorubas, home and abroad, expected of them in Ebonyi, their Ebubeagu are still warming up, right? It's not a joke. Yes. Ebubeagu that are yet to capture any Fulani terrorists terrorizing the people of Ebonyi State, because it's not just the Fulanis that are terrorizing the people of Ebonyi. Devulumayi is also a terror to the people of Ebonyi. Ask those who have become his victims in the last 6 months alone. Is the mini Boko Haram in Ebonyi. However, as much as he continued to say there will be no Biafra, the people of Biafra, the genuine people who knows that Nigeria has nothing to offer, they are taking on the battle, raising awareness, showing solidarity, and at the same time, never going into silence because of the atrocities and the attacks of these rogue politicians, the politicians of today. So in London, yes, there is a scheduled, a scheduled appearance for every lover of freedom. This is your way, as you can't really make it. When you can't make it down to the courts on Tuesday, right? If you live in the UK, this is an opportunity for you to be part of this, showing solidarity and support for the illegal, support for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and at the same time calling the world attention into, you know what, into the illegality, the criminality of the people in charge of Nigeria, who decided, right, to jail a man because he's asking for a self-determination. A referendum, of course, something that can be decided within 6 months. And he said, if the Igbos vote to stay as part of Nigeria after a referendum, he will give up. So what are they afraid of? So Prince Jejeman also have something to add. Yeah, you have this date on 18th, 19th, 20th of January, right there in, well, you have the street locations, by the way, you know, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., 10 Downing Street in London, Kenya Embassy, Commonwealth Office in London. These are places where you can indeed still show that solidarity. Nobody's going to shoot at you in London. Trust me, they won't, because you are not a terrorist. Prince Jejeman decided to share this with us, right?
Sanji Masama Tofi to Madala Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra is going home. Ayala Bago, Oduduwa is going home. Odabo, Janja we dey do gra gra. We are going home. No going back. Bye bye bye. Janja we are going home. Dike, long time ago, yeah. One Nigeria, they fool me, child. I don't wake up, my mumu don't do. Oduduwa is going home. Niger, unity beggars, leave us alone. Biafra is my home. For real. Janja we na macha. We are going home. We are going home. Biafra is going home. Ayala Bago, Oduduwa is going home. Odabo, Janja we dey do gra gra. We are going home. No going back. Bye bye. Janja we are going home. Dike. In the morning, ruga. In the evening, waterways. Grazing route is a terrorist agenda. We are going home. Buhari, grazing route of the killers. We are going home. Janja we Biafra is going home. Ayala Bago, Oduduwa is going home. Janja we dey do gra gra. We are going home. No going back. Bye. Janja we are going home. Dike. I remember the prophecy of Prophet Nnamdi Kanu. It shall come to pass when Somalia disaster shall be seen as a paradise, compared to the calamity coming upon Nigeria. I pledge to Nigeria with all my nyash, na I go kill you. Shegeda Iska, Onyara Oloshi, Olori Buruku, one Nigeria. God has spoken, Prince Jejeman a messenger. Urobo Kanta Skata. We are going home. Biafra is going home. Ayala Bago, Oduduwa is going home. Janja we dey do gra gra. We are going home.
Thank you, Prince Jejeman. I think he said it's going to be available for everyone to download and have it on your different device. You can have access to that very soon. Thank you very much for your time so far. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be in court this coming Tuesday, 18th of 18th of January, right? In continuation of the bogus trial of Boko Haram's government. And back home, we have the preparation of the people on video. I've got these two.
Demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Sondo Obase, Mazi Martin Eze Okobe. If you fail to release them, we
So yeah, that's always the atmosphere. To many of you who needed to be reminded, right? Or who need to be reminded rather. IPOB means Indigenous People of Biafra. It is a peaceful, self-determination, independence-seeking people of the Eastern Nigeria. They have always been peaceful. They have never been faceless until the government of Nigeria unleashed violence on them and they decided to go underground, still non-violent. They have, Nigerian government has committed serious, war crime against the people of this region of Nigeria by, in fact, criminalizing the self-determination campaign, right? And at the same time, denying them the real legal platform to, in fact, defend themselves against the bogus setup. So you might have read about them all over the place. They have always been peaceful. When they come out, they sing, they hold flags, they hold phones, and then they sing, and they are so much orderly. That is unacceptable to the rulers of Nigeria until they started killing them. That didn't even satisfy them. They decided to increase political, the political insecurity in that region. Innocent people, royal fathers, soldiers, military, people have been shot and killed by the people they called unknown gunmen, which the politicians came out repeatedly to say it is all political war and have nothing to do with IPOB. Now, the video you saw just now is whenever they tell you about IPOB, if they come out, you will be so mesmerized, so kind of hot that you will probably want to join them. They are not terrorists. Politicians proscribe them, criminalize them, and they are still finding it in their book which of their laws can convict them. That is why they are also scared, despite committing an international crime of kidnapping a British citizen from another African country without passing through their judicial system in Kenya. Despite all of that, they have him. But watch what will happen on Monday. On Tuesday in court. They may be too scared to bring him to court. Or they may just come to the court and ask for adjournment. That would then be, it's going to be April 2022. Same delay tactics. They have the man they said committed a crime, but they have no evidence to go after him, right? But when they talk about IPOB, right, that last video you saw is the picture of what IPOB looks like whenever they come out. In Nigeria, they are endangered species. Holding that flag, wearing any memorabilia or any paraphernalia of IPOB is like wishing yourself a death sentence, like a suicide mission, because the government of Nigeria considered the flags, they considered the microphone, they considered the phones, they considered the cameras, they considered all of these as more dangerous than these guys behind me. Do you get that now? When these terrorists goes out, they don't go out to sing. They go out to kill, to ruin, to burn, to destroy. And at the same time, after looting, then to kidnap whoever they want to. Now, you can't compare this with the last video you saw. In Nigeria, what Nigerian government under Buhari and APC Egbekegbe wanted to see is that this video behind me is what IPOB looks like. And the other video I showed you, people singing with their flags, that's what the terrorists in Nigeria looks like. That is why in Nigeria, the terrorists have what they called Operation Safe Corridor. After all the killings and destruction, right? What do? They get a leeway, they get paid, they get given money. Nothing happened. They never have to see any judge. So if people are allowed, you realize that there's nobody protesting for the terrorists in Nigeria. It is the government of Nigeria defending the terrorists. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's how terrible Nigeria has become, just so you know. Now, to wrap this up, I told you people, my friends, that my effort is likely not going to change the mind of those who are destined, to bring APC Egbekegbe continuously on themselves. Tinubu is doing a great job recruiting everyone that can do the job of telling people is the voice of God, is the choice of God. They are paying them right now, and they are doing this job as you and me are trying to brainstorm. And this and that, we are speaking English, speaking all of that. Right there, somewhere in Yoruba land, as you are praying that Tinubu, the BOKO HARAM Pro Max, or BOKO HARAM 2.2, will never be your president, Tabi. Somewhere in Nigeria, somewhere in Yoruba land, it's a different feeling.
Láti ṣe ìdíwọ́ àti ìdènà Olúwa kó dìde kí a tú wọn ká kí Olúwa kí ó dìde kí a tú àwọn ọ̀tá bàbá wa olóyè wa síwájú wa Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu kí a tú wọn ká lórúkọ Jésù. Àwọn tó kórìíra wọn kó sálọ kúrò níwájú wọn lórúkọ Jésù. Gbogbo ìdíwọ́ gbogbo ìdènà Olúwa mú kúrò lọ́nà wọn. Dojú ọdún Olúwa ṣe ní títọ́, dojú àwọn òkè Olúwa rẹ̀ wọ́n sílẹ̀. Olúwa gbàdúrà, Olúwa wá bá wa lọ́wọ́ sí i. Olúwa gbàkóso, ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé ọmọ èèyàn asán ni. A gbé ojú wa sí orí òkè wọn nì. Níbo ni ìrànlọ́wọ́ wa ti wá? Ìrànlọ́wọ́ wa ti ọwọ́ Olúwa wá, ẹni tí ó dọ̀run àti ayé. Bàbá rẹ̀ ìrànlọ́wọ́ sí wa láti Síónì. Ìrìn àjò yìí ọpẹ́ ni ó yọrí sí.
lórúkọ Jésù ayọ̀ ni ó yọrí sí àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú a ó pẹ́ nígbà tó bá yọrí sí rere Ọlọ́run tí ò sóńtì Ọlọ́run tí a kò lè dádúró Ọlọ́run tí ń gbé tálákà dìde látòrí àkìtàn jòkó pẹ̀lú ọba aládé ó dọwọ́ rẹ gbé bí ẹni méjì tàbí mẹ́ta tí wọ́n bá fò ṣọ̀kan ní ayé yìí a ó ṣe é fún wọn ní ọ̀run gẹ́gẹ́ bí ipò àti ìríjú rẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí òjíṣẹ́ rẹ ní tí o ti pè tó o ti yàn àfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ní ìṣọ̀kan lórúkọ Jésù ètò tí ìdìbò tí ń bọ̀ ní 2023 lórúkọ Jésù agbàdúrà fún bàbá wa Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu lórúkọ Jésù ó rọ̀ wọ́n mú ó rí bá ti ṣe wọ́n rọ́nà gbẹ̀gbà lórúkọ Jésù fọwọ́ tí yọjọ́ gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní bọ́lá gbẹ̀gbà Olúwa iye fìtí tóbi rẹ̀ hàn ẹ̀mí mímọ́ gbọ́ pẹ́ wá Kristi Jésù agbàdúrà fún bàbá wa olóyè wa Honorable James Abiodun Faleke yìí yẹn fún ìfẹ́ inú rere tí ẹni sí bàbá wa Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu Olúwa ní bá dáadáa yìí jẹ́ lórúkọ Jésù bàbá wa àwọn ọ̀tá bàbá wa Tinubu àwọn ọ̀tá you see ọ̀tá in church yeah if you don't go with that flow àwọn ọ̀tá wa bàbá wa Tinubu kí Olúwa kí ó pa wọ́n dànù in Jesus' name. Did you hear all the amen? Somebody said I should give you I should interpret. See, I'll just tell you what the whole prayer was all about, okay? There's no point in interpreting. A pastor, a Yoruba pastor, in a gathering, possibly sponsored by politicians, with a lot of people, impoverished people, the victims of the bad governance, right? Gathered there, and they are calling the name of Jesus. That this 2023, Tinubu is going to become the president in the name of Jesus. Everyone who is opposing that, listen, in the church, everyone who opposes Tinubu from becoming president, our Lord Jesus Christ, you, the God of this and that, is quoted some Bibles as well, okay? The Bible said, oh Lord, I want you to kill all of them, enemies of Tinubu, that will not let Tinubu become president. And the people shouted, Amen. You see? Who go help? You know if he help them. You can't. It's not different from this too.
اللهم نسألك أن تعيد مولى أحمد تنبو على هذه الأمر يا رب العالمين ويكون لقصة نيجيريا في هذه القرن يا رب العالمين. نسألك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين ندعوك أن تساعدنا يا الله اللهم أنت دعوناك كما أمرت فعجبنا اللهم يا الله كما وعدت إنك لا تخلف الميعاد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم آمنا في أوطاننا وأصل أئمتنا وولاة أمورنا وأبي أصول الإسلام يا هادي يا سلام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر لجميع المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا دعوناك على رئيس نيجيريا محمد بوهاري أن تساعده في كل مكان. اللهم أعينه بتأييدك يا الله. اللهم قيمه بتأييدك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. يا الله ندعوك أن تساعد مولى أهل تنبو على هذه الأمر يا رب العالمين. اللهم أعينه بتأييدك يا رب العالمين.
Allah. So do you now understand why it is easier for that religion stuff to get people who are supposed to be intelligent, to be sensible, to become idiots? They know how to play the card very well. You are going to get caught up in them. Maybe when you watch Maiyegun, you probably will know how to handle it. You are going to get caught up. They're going to use Jesus Christ. You're going to shout amen until you're like, eh? In my church, in this church, what did that pastor just say now? That everybody who is against Tinubu from coming to liberate Nigeria, Jesus destroyed them. I say, hey, no, wait. you are going to start hearing them in your churches, in your mosque. And some of you are going to get offended when we say, you see how they drag religion into it now. They are calling Allah to come and bless Tifnumbu. They are calling Jesus to destroy Tifnumbu's enemy. And blah, 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 other things they are saying. Yeah? Do you see how they drag you into it? Now, some of you are going to be like, if it is the will of Jesus, he's going to be president and nobody can stop him. Ha, 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 ha. They don't stop me. You know, the reason why you can never stop him is because they have already managed to they are starting to manipulate your brains now. And some of you have no idea where all this manipulation will come from. Like those. Now, so you go, they shout amen. Now, the Jesus you didn't vote for, the Allah you didn't vote for, you end up asking the Allah to come and save you from the terrorists and the rest of that. How does that work? It's because they have subconsciously managed your brain to begin to say, if Tifnumbu become president now, oh, it's not because he's a thief. Oh, it's not because people just hate him and blah, 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 blah. Oh, he became president because Allah. Do you know how many pastors praying for him? Do you know how many imam praying for him? You want to challenge them? This is beyond the election, Baba, forget it. They get afar, they get this, those conditioning, they are deliberate so that you won't pay attention to the real deal. How they are going to rig themselves back into your life. And that's so 4 years of your life again is going to get trapped in one Nigeria. I don't know if you live that long, okay? I don't know if I will live that long if I'm living in Nigeria, okay? Except if I'm involved in accident, right? Or suddenly my doctor says, oh, Maiyegun, we are sorry. You have this terminal ailment that you only have just about 1 year to live. I mean, as sad as that may sound, that simply means, except if I'm involved in an accident, they say, hey, he's driving, oh, boom, died on the spot. I can tell you for 100% that I'm still going to be here as long as I am healthy. Not because I know I can get killed by terrorists. I can get killed by police. I can get shot by Fulanidis. I can get shot by the wannabe kidnappers. Anything can happen to me. I can get cardiac arrest when I realize that, scammers have emptied my bank account and my bank and my country can't do anything for me. I can probably discover that I've lost my investment because I have met the other desperate Nigerians who find me as vulnerable. Rather than help me grow in a business, they took advantage of me and took away things. So things can happen to me in Nigeria and there'll be nobody to run to in a way, which means I can buy anytime and they will say, waiting, kill him. Natural causes. Now, natural causes, the guy just die. But here in the UK, except if I'm involved in an accident or if some people take me and they drug me and they kill me, that one is homicide. It's called homicide. This country will find my killers. Even as disappointing as it is going to be to my family, they will have a closure because they will know those who killed me. In Nigeria, I am a statistic. Say, 35 people died on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 35 people, they don't get names. They don't get pictures. They don't get anything. If you trace them, they say, forget it, just say, you remember that accident that happened somebody will be telling you, you remember that accident that happened in January 2021, where people die roasted because of a tanker that spilled its content and then, caught fire and people died in traffic. My cousin was part of those people. Meanwhile, when that happened, your cousin was reported as 35 people died. Statistic. So that means, if I am still here, except if I get myself caught up in Nigeria and then boom, say, hey, Maiyegun don't die, they don't kill him. They don't kill that boy. Where then kill him? Now for Beniore Road. What's the guy they find for Beniore Road? The guy they do live video. No mind now. It's insane. They Glasgow. They car. They do live video. They shoot them like say, you know what I mean? Except for that, in this country, if anything will happen to me, you will get to know about it. Trust me, that's the point I'm trying to make. Not in a place where I can just get plucked out. You see, oh, so sorry. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Maiyegun, rest in peace to that Maiyegun. What think the guy can't do for Nigeria? They say, Baba, my God. I mean, we don't understand though. Do you get what I'm saying now? So, Christy, thank you very much, Christy. It's been a long time, by the way. I've not really seen you around. So, you know what? I am going to open my line. Okay. I'm going to open my line, but before I do that, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, okay? So you can see the number on your screen. When people say they try to call in and they didn't get through, sometimes, you know what? You need to dial the number as it appears on your screen, +44 79 6063. Where is that? 1010. It is a WhatsApp call. And don't think, you know, your call won't be taken. I mean, your call is not being taken because your call didn't come through. It is a very busy line. Trust me. I wish I can devise other means, you know, but we just use it that way. Okay. So in a way, I'm going to be back. But before I get back, all of you, we did not pray for tinubu and gang. Good luck to you. I will be back.
Going to contest for president, but we are begging him. We are crying. We are pleading that he must come and contest to lead this country. Because we see what he has done. He was the governor of Lagos State. And all the people he has made, those he mentored, his mentees, they are all doing well in their various fields. All his mentees in the political circle are doing very well. When you look at Lagos State remained the pace setter for all the states in the whole Africa, not only in Nigeria. So, because of that, we believe Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has what it takes to lead this country to the promised land. If you can remember, sometimes ago in the year past, he wanted to establish a power plant for Lagos State, aero gas then, but for political reasons, some disgruntled element disqualified that. On personal selfish agenda. We don't have Italy in this country again. We don't have Dunlop again. We don't have many manufacturing countries in the country again. Why? Because they are all running on generator to produce, and to produce on generator, you know what it costs? It will surely bounce back on the cost of productions. So automatically, who is going to buy a tire at rate of 75,000 naira? He's better to go to the neighboring country, produce there, and export it down to Nigeria. Because of that, we are begging Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to please, for God's sake, to come and contest for the president of this country. He has not told us, but I believe he should have interest. If he doesn't have interest now, we are pleading on behalf of all Nigerian youth. He should come and contest, because we believe he has what it takes to be the leader, number one, of this country, and he has faith to take us to the promised land. If Asiwaju is not contest 23, I will leave this country. No future for anybody, because he must come and contest for the generation yet unborn. God will help you.
Okay, with so much now, what should the people expect from Asiwaju if he emerges to win and come to the
victory, joy, celebration, greatness, upliftment, employment, financial breakthrough, financial freedom, celebration.
Then Nigeria president now photo, everybody go snap photo with that. Charlie boy. But this ain't Charlie boy, so mumu don't too much. Charlie boy, now mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise. You are a mumu man. You are a mumu man. And then throw the tear gas if something way bad for issue. We just pray. They say, oh, mumu done too much, mumu done too much. You be mumu, they call other people mumu. They never show you say you be mumu. Nigeria is not for Desani. Nigeria is not for Charlie Boy. Nigeria is not for Good Luck Jonathan. Nigeria is not for...
Sorry, that's a sorry there. 1 sec. Let me get myself back on. Somehow I am having a quick one. 1 sec. I just disappeared. Sorry, now back. Hello there. I've got a caller, by the way. Hello.
Baba, now me they talk. Lucky from Canada.
Lucky from Canada. Thank you very much
Yes,
for joining me, Baba. Now you are live. You've been following since, haven't you?
Yes, I've been. It's okay. Yeah, sorry, Jai. My kids, they disturb Jai. Baba, no verse.
Please, go on.
The team tire everybody. Make I first appreciate you first for the job well done, Baba.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, the thing is very, very pathetic, man. So you can see the way, see the way Borno look like war fought. See Boko Haram, broad daylight. Oh my God!
Not even at night anymore, Baba. You see those Okada in Lagos. You see those Okada in Lagos, or most part of the southern Nigeria. Under those Okada, they have the weapons. AK-47 can be coupled together. Within a minute or two by these guys. Lucky.
Wow.
It's an open threat.
Baba, the thing is scary, man. And people, those in Lagos or those in the south, they think they are safe. They are not safe. These guys are everywhere. They are not safe. That's what they don't understand. Then you see them calling them. They want what's the name of this guy? Mashiwa Bola Ahmed Tinubu come and be their president. What are you looking for Bola Ahmed Tinubu for again? Already you have a dead brain in power. You want to go and bring another dead brain in power. How do we think it's even going to work? It's not going to work. You know they tell them. Another 8 years of suffer. You understand? I look at these guys now. They just give them that bag of fire. They'll go and cast their vote. They do not, after some while, they're not looking for their brothers and sisters waiting for abroad. Where they work for money tonight. Where they cost them money. You understand? The thing is really bad, bro. I don't know. I don't tire. The thing that it's a big shame. What is Ahmed Bola Tinubu coming to do in power? That's what I'm asking myself. What that can barely stand. I don't play me Biafra people should go. They should support.
Go on. Sorry, Lucky.
This thing on Monday. The Nnamdi Kanu this thing on Monday. They should support him. They should all go out and they should rally around him. That is the only thing. They're the only one pulling pressure in that country. You understand? Sorry, my Yoruba brothers and sisters, they are doing nothing. They are just there looking. I mean that I've seen people going out to rally on behalf of Oloye Shiton. No time. You understand? It's so bad, and that is the only way out. If the Yorubas can do what the Igbos are doing, and the Igbos continue doing what they are doing, in no time Nigeria will come down. I'm telling you, Nigeria will be down. In no time. Papa,
thank you so much. Let me take other calls too.
Yes, Papa. Well done, Gary.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Yeah, nice one. So that's Lucky from Canada. So for those who knows anyway, some said now from frying pan to fire. I don't know about that. Hello there. Have I lost you? Okay. Probably I lost my caller. Hello. What's going on? Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Oh, hello there. Yeah, sorry, you are live anyway. So, who am I speaking to, by the way? Your name?
I'm sorry. This is Chichi.
Oh, Chichi, how are you?
Very well.
Happy New Year. It's been a while.
Same here, my brother. Happy New Year.
Great.
Happy New Year. Okay, Happy New Year. Good to hear from you and Maiyegun as usual.
I know.
Thanks for standing for us.
Go on.
Thank you so very much for standing for us. Maiyegun, when I look at all that is happening, I wish some of these things started like 10 years ago. But unfortunately, it didn't start 10 years ago. Because when I sit back and think about this whole thing, I ask myself, why is it not in the news? It's not like the awareness is not there. The awareness is there. Why is it not everywhere? It is not a matter of it being that we are blacks. No. Because I come to draw a conclusion. Maybe all of this is an agenda in the high places. With all that is happening in Nigeria, with the blood that is being shed out there in Nigeria, it hasn't been this bad in Nigeria, and it has not been like that in any other continent. And the world is seeing it. Why are they silent? What is their interest? Exactly. We that know that British has interest. We that know that China are interested in Nigeria. Who else is? Why are they not coming out? Why are they not stopping this? What has Biafran done? What has Oduduwa done? Why are they the one being hunted down? Why is the world silent? Do they want all of us to be wiped out?
Or do they want us to become refugees? Like, can Africa actually take Nigerian refugees when this whole thing goes down? Questions that they are not
going to take you. They're not going to take you because there is no room. There's so many things that are happening that make the eye that it takes only somebody who could sit back and have a reflex of all of this. I call it nonsense, to understand this is a game being played somewhere. Or not, why will the outside be silent? Why will the Fulani that are nobody be the one making all of this noise? And nobody is saying anything. And unfortunately, these stupid so-called elders that I have in Biafra land. Sorry, Maiyegun, I want to divert a little bit into my dialect.
Chichi, as usual. Go on.
The so-called stupid elders are Borno, Nkweshiri, Ikuchito Nodo, Ikuchito Onu, Unu, Unere Utunu. We're Utunu Reshiri. Jesus, the whole thing na Bamanya Miri, on a Tiwasimisi. Amoparona, a one carbono. Yenigan Unu without that is no, we don't know Akono, I can't show a unu no, we hear it. From Ishiguala. Unuputunde ko cup of puff, e kirina manu, okwe ko ye ko. Yana atono to. Imagine Abia State Governor, stupid idiots, talking about why would you come out and talk about flyover? Is that your business? One thing is for sure.
That's right.
Gone by are those days when people will say, what you sow, you reap. Or your children will reap. Oh, I say, Nandu, Nala, Jesus, I know. The day of judgment, Egeko has Kosaya. Mikwe, Utaha Kogede. Oh, no, na Magari. Omonya Ulan Kipmonaka, Omonya Ulan Runu. But when you know, that one day, the day of reckoning, Gabia.
So close by.
Unujishike. Can you not down here? Onyendika Mekele Druja, no Boduno, or Digunium no Boduno. But on a form of phone, I'm sure Budafuta. But Unujishike, Otuehi, Onyenile go resort. Maiyegun, thank you very much.
God bless you. I love how you deliver that from the heart. Right? And then I bet they heard you loud and clear. Thank you.
If they like, they should hear. If they don't, they should hang it to the air.
God bless you.
Take care, Maiyegun. Thank you. Bless you.
Yeah. Cheers, ma.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. So that's a chichi. There. I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
All hail Biafra, all hail Durua.
All hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, all hail. Hey, you are not following. Come on, man. You put me through that, and I was trying to go with the flow. Then you suddenly put a break. Hi there. Hello.
I apologize.
That's all right.
Yeah, this is Ugo from New Jersey.
Ugo from New Jersey, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ugo.
Spoke to you a few times.
Beautiful.
Ugo.
You are live. Ugo.
Yes.
You are live now.
Yeah, Maiyegun, continue the good work. You know, it's a cliche, always thanking you, but it's not hard to do live streams like this. You, Simon, and the rest of the freedom fighters is pushing. keep going forward. The only way out of this thing is this sanitization, which I am E82, by the way, the one I have on the screen. The sanitation and the freedom of our people is the only way out. And the more that you educate them, the more they're awakened. And one day, I mean, very, very soon, you know, the masses will wake up, and there's no stopping it. And so, like I said before,
people believe that if people are harmed with the right information, right, they will never make a fool of again. And the more the number of people who have the right information grows, right, that means the less number of those they fool. So we may not have that courage number yet, but we cannot deny what we have done all over this year so far. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done, awareness, alertness, you know, all these things, they may take time, but we'll get there. That's my own belief. Hugo.
It's never, it's definitely, it's coming. It's coming. What you're seeing is a slow roasting, how can I say, a volcanic just erupting underneath and no one can see it. But there's nothing going to stop this revolution. I mean, it's long overdue. Literally, when I go back to land and watching or watching some of the news, just seeing how these politicians are just literally belittling and disrespecting the people, giving them bags of rice, giving them and different things like that, like it's supposed to stop issues. You know, sooner or later, the tables are going to turn. And it's going to turn really, really soon. I know it, and you can feel it. You know, I have not seen as much agitation and people speaking out unlike before. So it's going to happen, and it's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Obviously.
But and the last speaker, the lady, last caller,
Chichi.
My sister, Chichi, there were. I understand the Ikuge and what I'm saying is that with everything that she just said right now, she spoke from the heart, is going to happen.
Amazing.
So I felt I feel it myself.
You get what I mean? I mean, I felt it too. And the little ones I could understand from what she's saying, right? I could tell. And I had to just, the last one that was like, you say, amen. I mean, I love women who speak from the heart. I do. Go on.
Yes. It's just I'm only a matter of time because the suffering is too much. Me personally, I was born in America, but I was raised in Biafra land, and my connection to that land is nothing that I can explain. And me being here in America, I feel I'm literally an immigrant. I feel I'm a foreigner here. And I'm not at peace. I'm never at peace when I'm here. So just like many other people that I've spoken to, and that's why we're doing our part, doing what we need to do on this side to push that and make sure this thing happens in our lifetime, because we cannot sit around and let these people continue to spill blood, continue to spill innocent blood, cutting innocent lives, shutting them of their future, of their full potential. We can't go on like this any longer, and it's going to happen. Yes, China, all these world powers, they know what's happening because we go out there in the rallies. The last time we were out in New York City, you know, a lot of people approached us, talked to us like, yes, we understand what's happening. But the question is, why aren't they speaking up? Because they have a lot of interest in these things. There are some people in those governments that actually care, but it's out of their hands. You know,
little they could do.
But little. So, but it's never going to stop. We got to keep pushing forward, keep pushing, and keep making a noise. Eventually, it's going to push through. It always happens like that. The thing is that our people need to stay focused and don't allow these people to use this printed money that has no value to, you know, deviate you from the goal of achieving this, the revolution that we need in order to free our people.
Amazing.
And break this chain of.
Amazing.
I don't want to talk too long.
Yeah, I wanted to say, do you have something to say about the appearance of Mazi in court, talking about solidarity here? Do you have something to add to that?
Mazi, to be quite honest with you, we're all for Mazi and Namdekano, and it's actually a good thing with all the charades that they're doing with Mazi. It shows the people how much it shambles this fake contraption called Nigeria is. It has no rule of law. They don't respect anything.
They don't.
And the more that they do, the more that they're shooting themselves in the foot. And they think they're smart, but when they're not. They can hold Mazi as long as they want to. But I'm telling you, the longer that they hold him, is the more problem that they're going to have on their hands.
Obviously. Thank you so much, Hugo. Let me take another
all hell Biafra, all hell
all
Michael,
Biafra,
keep firing on all cylinders, yeah?
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you very much for your time, okay? I think if I could get him on, I have, what do you call it? 1 sec, sorry. I might have Prince Jejeman here. Prince, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maiyegun.
Oh, that's Prince Jejeman on the phone, on the other line, by the way. That's the first time I'm actually taking calls. It's called the privileged line, and the only privileged people like Jejeman can take that. He's done so much to this struggle, or for this struggle, since I've known him. Prince, you want to say something? I love that music, by the way. I just hear this fully on the program, like everyone else. I have never finished hearing it myself, all by myself. Yeah, you know, it's on WhatsApp. But now you are here. Thank you for that job.
Thank you.
Go on, Prince. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Everybody can hear you too. Please go on.
Oh, thank you so much. Maiyegun, my heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding. You know, thank you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can all hear you loud and clear. Don't worry. It may be quiet from my own end, but we can all hear you. I can hear you too.
Oh, lovely. You see, my heart is bleeding because I want to speak to the Nigerian politicians tonight. I want to ask them one question. They travel abroad, they come to UK, they go to France, they go to America, they go all over the world. When one or two people are being killed, it makes a headline. In Zamfara, people that are killed over 200 in a day. And the Nigerian politicians do not find it worthy to speak or to talk anything about these 200 people that were killed, human being, not animal. Oh, Maiyegun. Our leaders are demons. They are not human beings. The people that are called politicians in Nigeria, they are all demons. You know, they are talking about politics. And look at, election 2023. I want to assure them with what they are doing, the whole house is going to crumble. Definitely, it's going to crumble. There's no two ways to it. Because people cannot be dying this way and they look other side and they think they're going to succeed with this. We're going to keep on going like this and the country going to be going this way. Oh, Maiyegun, my heart is bleeding.
Prince.
Well, I want to assure them that Nnamdi Kanu is our president. He's the president of Biafra, the way we see him. He is our hero. He's our everything. Sunday Igboho is a hero in Yoruba land as of today. If anything happens to these two people, I believe the election they are pushing at. Let them just forget. Let them just travel. They don't leave Nigeria for everybody, because these people are so precious in the heart of everybody. Maiyegun, we are coming out. We are coming out home and abroad on 18th. That is Nnamdi Kanu's court day. When he's hearing us, this year program, he listens to it. He watches it every day. I know.
Lovely.
So he's hearing us. We are behind him. He should be strong anywhere he is, anywhere they put him. We are with him. In the spirit, body, and soul, we are with him. Sunday Igboho, anywhere you are, we know that you listen to Maiyegun program. We are with you, body, spirit, body, and soul. And you are going to be our hero, and you're already our hero, and you continue to be our hero.
That's right.
Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you so much.
Prince Jejeman, for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's a brilliant one from the Prince himself. Now, I've got another caller. Let's hope this gets through. Hello. Oh, it didn't. Sorry about that. I think the call dropped the moment I was about to take it. So let's try this. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Maiyegun.
Fantastic. Yeah, now, you are live, sir. Hello. Your name, please.
My name is Benjamin. Maiyegun, thank you for what you're doing. I actually watch your program every time.
Thank you.
Even though when I'm not live, because of where I stay, live in Australia, because the time is all when you are. Maiyegun, thank you for your work again. I actually want this meeting to actually talk to IPOB people. What is happening between IPOB group is actually, I would say, it's shameful between Samonekwa and DOS. I don't listen to them anymore because listening to them, we just to see them fight each other. I'm so ashamed of both of them. I'm so ashamed of DOS. I'm so ashamed of the Samonekwa. Even though we can be cultured in DSS dungeon, which I know is not supposed to be there. These guys should unite in any way to together and fight this cause. Someone talking about every time you are seeing his program, he's talking about DOS about Samonekwa. It's too harsh. I'm so harsh. I don't even listen to them anymore. Anytime I listen to Samonekwa, it's about DOS. If you listen to DOS talking about Samonekwa, man, what? Sorry for using that word, but I don't just know what to say.
I know.
I'm just too ashamed of
we thought we could call their attention, but when I did,
man,
they came for me. And I just thought, well, you know what? Everybody should be responsible for their actions, so I just ignored them. But I can tell you, before I even came out to talk about it, that everybody should at least manage to work together and all of that, yeah? People were calling me privately. Maiyegun says something. Look at what is going on. And I tried to, but guess what? They started reporting to themselves that Maiyegun is fighting Simon Ekpa. Maiyegun is criticizing this. Simply because I asked that Biafra that we know, genuinely, the Biafra that I know of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, right, doesn't really tell us that they will one day stop being Biafrans and they will be Idu. And I also said, why can't everything be together? If Biafra is part of Idu, Idu is Biafra. Why are you fighting yourselves? Guess what, Jimmy? They came for me. There was actually a time, I don't know what they did, right? It was like they told themselves, they just bombarded my page, right? Every of my video, including videos I made 8 months ago, they were posting the same comments. Maiyegun, mind your business. You this enemy of Biafra. You are enemy of Simon Ekpa. You are criticizing this. And I was like, okay, I'm done with you guys. I've been there before. I'm never going to get myself involved in that nonsense, okay? But I'm glad you are talking about it. Hopefully, it will make a different meaning to them.
I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. This is not what's left. I'm so ashamed. I can't even listen to them anymore. They are so dirty to my ears. I can't just listen to them anymore. Anytime they are talking about Samonekwa, DOS, this one, Samonekwa does not have anything to say again than DOS. DOS does not have anything to say again.
You know, the shameful part is that both sides will be accusing themselves of Fulani this, for DSS. You are a DSS informant. You are a DSS. You are not. You know, I'm like, what is wrong with these guys? But hey, Jimmy, if you didn't bring it up, I've said I will never get myself involved in that anymore until Nnamdi Kanu is out. He's the only way. That is the only person that has cure for everybody's madness. So I'd rather wait on him and continue to encourage Biafrans to work together. That's the only thing they have. Together. Go on.
But how would they come together to have a particular goal for Nnamdi Kanu to come out? If somebody is tackling even the lawyer, somebody is tackling Kanu's brother, somebody is tackling a DOS, somebody is tackling someone Ekwa. Man, how would they come together? A house that is divided cannot stand.
I hope they're listening too. And
I'm
what
ashamed.
we want to see is that
thank
people,
you for
go on.
Thank you actually picking up my call for me to use this video and talk to them. But I'm ashamed, and I'm ashamed. Every minute, I'm ashamed of them.
Jimmy.
I actually donate every time to but you know what? I stopped because I don't know what's happening. I don't know who is using the money.
Probably don't understand the damages this is doing. They probably don't understand the damages this is doing to the psyche of people who naturally supported the cause from their different bases all over the world.
This is people's moral. I don't listen to them anymore. If I even try to listen to any one of them, someone playing people's voice, attacking him. I listen to US playing people's voice, people from Sonepa's voice are attacking. What the fuck? It's crazy.
I know, Jimmy. I hope they are listening. So thank you very much.
Shame to all these people. Even wasting our time with the effort, everything we're putting, sharing their videos. I'm ashamed of them. I'm ashamed.
Thanks.
To the lady hear this.
Well, they are all hearing. I mean, they are all here. If they are not watching me, right, they will not suddenly start.
If they cannot come together, then what's the sacrifice?
It's a shame.
What is the sacrifice now the color have done? Well, they can't come together to fight this one cause. What then the sacrifice?
What is then the sacrifice? God bless you.
Forget about tackling anybody. Focus on bringing Namdi out first. Forget about gossiping or talking about anybody. Focus on bringing Namdi out first. That is the main focus. Bring him out from that place. That is the main focus. Then when he comes back, he can fight no problem. But for now, forget about the grudges, who is tackling you, not tackling you, who is calling you, not calling you criminal. Talk about how he's going to come out. We can fight this cause. The Northerners, the Nigerians are united. The British are united. That is why you keep winning.
I know. Let me take another cause too, because the time is quickly.
Thank you very much for pushing
back, Thanks so much, Jimmy. So I have another caller on the line. Hello. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun, my brother. How are you?
Sir, I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. I want to remain anonymous, calling from Houston, Texas.
Okay. So my caller from Houston, Texas will remain anonymous.
Yeah.
But we're going to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, Maiyegun, I've been listening to you, and I want to pick from what the last caller said, right? Nigeria, the foundation of Nigeria is distorted. Nigeria, the amalgamation of 1914, is not a good thing. We all know that, right? The creation of Nigeria is not good. We all agree about that.
That's right.
Do I want Nigeria to break? Of course, 100%. I want Nigeria to break. If Nigeria can break today, let it break. But my thing is, it is difficult to break Nigeria.
It is proven. No, it is proven difficult. So you're right. Go on.
Bible, it is very difficult to break Nigeria. The reason why I said so is, it took South Sudan. It took Sudan over 20 years before they could actually get their own independence. And the reason it was constant war, bloodshed for over 20 years before United Nations can say, okay, what's going on in this country? Let's listen to these people. Without United Nations, we are going nowhere. In United Nations, we have 5 permanent security council members. 5. United States, UK, France, China, and Russia. Among those 5 strong countries, if one of them say no to your agitation, that is the end of it. We can be shouting, we can be doing whatever we want to. Look at Taiwan. China said no, that is it. Look at Palestine. United States said no, that is it. Without United Nations recognizing you, then it's going to be a problem. So it is beyond it. We are fighting now. Look at the only group in Nigeria that can fight are the Igbos. And the reason why is because of the Biafra war. They've tasted war before. They know what it is to actually fight for their rights. That is the reason why the Igbos are the way they are in terms of this struggle of Biafra. And they are doing it. But the whole struggle is beyond one man. It has to be a group. See, the only people that can break Nigeria, are the Nigerian people themselves. Are the Nigerian people. Without the Nigerian people, the group cannot do anything. If
you have to put it that way, then that means somehow you are a believer that a revolution can change the system, even if it's not going to break Nigeria away immediately. Yeah, it can change the system and then put everybody on the path to that breakup.
God bless you. Yeah, my research and my study have shown that the only thing we can get out of Nigeria is restructuring. That is the only thing we can get from Nigeria now.
But these guys won't give that restructuring. How do you think we're going to get that? Revolution or something? What?
Yes.
Go on.
Maiyegun, United Nigeria is the property of United Kingdom. United Kingdom own Nigeria. Nigeria is their baby. If United, why do you think Medical Ronaldo was shouting, UK, leave Biafra alone? He was attacking UK because he knows the power that UK has on Nigeria. If UK say no, you can shout and do whatever you want to do. You are going nowhere. But I'm telling you, if revolution starts today by Nigerian people themselves, and there is proper war and bloodshed is everywhere, United Nations will listen to us. Or are Nigerians built that way? A typical Nigerian DNA cannot fight for its right. Nigerians are not built to go and fight for somebody.
No.
The last caller, one of the callers said, "Look at you, look at Sunday Igboho. What's going on? He did his best. He's locked up right now. Who is fighting for him? Even the lawyers are saying, I don't want to work for Sunday Igboho anymore. It's between the Yoruba people who is fighting for Sunday. Nobody. The guy is on his own. The Igbos are trying for Kanu. Actually, they are doing some, they are protesting, they are blocking. The Igbos are trying. They are trying their best, but how far can they go? International community, the world powers, they are interested in the way.
I mean, like you said, the international community pretends that this genocide, these killings, human rights abuses, and every other things that the Buhari's government is doing in Nigeria, they are pretending like they are not happening. Not that they don't know, they do. But they always roll out red carpets for Buhari everywhere. So I'm with you.
Because the destruction of Nigeria is their own benefit. You have to understand this thing. They are benefiting. Look at Congo. Congo is one of the in terms of natural resources, they are the top. But look at Congo. If Congo can stand today, then these world powers will not benefit anything from Congo anymore. So the more Congo goes down, the more they will be rich. They are the world powers. They are called the establishment. They hold everybody they hold the world. If they tell you no, Maiyegun, you are not moving anywhere. You are not moving.
Realistically.
Except you guys start fighting. Realistically, except you guys start fighting like South Sudan. And you're fighting, constant fighting.
Refugees flooding to African countries, some of them finding their ways to Europe. Millions and millions flooding the North Africa. Blah, blah. Then they will be like, oh boy, Kasala don't bust to 250 million people. Where we won't put them?
Where we won't put them? That is when they will listen to you. And war costs money. Guns, bullets, ammunition costs money. You cannot fight the government of the day.
No, you can't fight government. No, I agree with that.
Biafra almost won the war now.
Yes.
It was the support of the other countries.
Yes.
It was the support of other countries. If you want to fight, you want to create your own country out of Nigeria today, then you should be ready. You will be ready to fight the government of the day. Because you want to claim your own territory inside a sovereign country. So you are ready.
It has to be war.
Nigeria.
In their own time, you are right.
Yes. That was what Biafra war was all about. They are fighting the government of the country that we want to get out of this country. And they tried their best. But they didn't succeed because of United Kingdom.
So if there's going to be anything to change anything, it has to be the people powered. And it has to be a lot of spillages.
themselves have to stand up and say enough is enough. Without those, the people, the group cannot do anything because if they lock one of you up, okay, they arrested Nnamdi Kanu now. They arrested Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the group. People are creating their own group. This one will come today say he's the leader of Biafra. Another person will come today. You know, every way just people are just dividing the whole agitation. That is what you get when one man is leading the whole thing. But when the people say enough is enough, and they want to stand on their ground and want to fight the government doesn't have power to defeat his own people. No, he can't kill everybody.
You can't kill everybody.
You're right. They will say, okay, enough is enough. You know, so the whole agitation, what we can get from it, to be honest with you, is just to restructure the country, let every state, you know, proper federalism, let every state control their resources, and that's it. If you cannot get that, well, what are we going to do?
Revolution.
But we're saying that Nigeria will break today. But we're saying Nigeria will break today without United Nations saying, okay, no country in this world will partner with you. No country in this world will do any business with you without United Nations, without you being a member of the United Nations.
It is what it is.
This is what it is, but we have to keep shouting and keep telling these guys that they are crazy. But they are listening, they are watching. But you know, I don't know. I'm just confused.
No, you said enough. You know a lot. Okay, so at this point,
I want to just break. Oh, I'm from Niger Delta. Maiyegun, you need to see my village. You need to see my village. I called my aunt yesterday, and she's telling me that there's no fish. There's no fish in the whole village. And mind you, my village is my village is surrounded by water. But there's no fish for us to eat because of the oil spill.
Pollution and all of that.
Because of pollution, we can't even eat. You know, we can't even eat. That's our story. I want Nigeria to break. Do we have the power to do this? Are Nigerians strong enough to stand up? Nigerians cannot fight for themselves. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not to talk of fighting for others too.
Look at somebody. Look at one guy from the video you played said if Tinubu should contest.
Anybody that is against it is an enemy. They should die.
He said, okay, that those are the people that we have at the top position. When you have people like that and they have their own followers, what do you expect? Maiyegun, you are trying your best.
Thank you.
I consider you as part of the 5%ers. You are members of the 5% because you are trying to liberate the 85% that don't know anything. Okay? They don't know anything. You are trying your best. Just keep doing what you are doing, my brother. And we listen to you all the time. God bless you, man.
And God bless you too. My regards to the people of Texas. If I still remember that, you called from there. So thank you very much. I'm going to take my last call, and that's an elder in the temple. Elder in the temple of truth.
Hello.
Elder Olaoluwa. Good evening, sir. You are going to be my last caller, right? And I want us to manage about 5 minutes of our time tonight.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you.
Go on, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yes. I just first of all I wanted to say well done for the good job you are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Yes. The last caller. I want to make comments about the last caller.
Good.
Yes, I disagree with him in a lot of things he said.
Okay.
And the reason why I disagree is this. You see, the way we Nigerians and Africans are looking at the rest of the world. So it's not like that. Okay? What we are thinking, like we think, like he said, for example, now, for us to be able to split that country or whatever, we need to, until when this 5 nations in security, permanent
the
security,
United
whatever.
Nation and the rest of them sitting and approving.
Which is
Go on.
Let me tell you the reality. Yes, we are not ready. When we are ready and it's building up, okay? So that separations of Nigeria is building up, okay? People should wait. People should wait. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? But when we are ready individually, collectively, as a Yoruba now, I'm a Yoruba man now. Let me tell you the reality. I'm now 57 years old by tomorrow.
Oh,
okay?
You are my same month birthday with me. I'm going to be 38 in another 2 weeks, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I'll be, tomorrow I will be 57. So obviously,
happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So obviously, I have some knowledge about this Nigerian problem. In fact, I was 2 years old because anybody that is still continue believing in one Nigeria, you understand, they are deceiving themselves. I will be 57 tomorrow. Okay. Now, I face. My parents make me face these problems since the age of 2, because when I was 2 years old, this military strike, they destroyed Nigeria in 1967. I was born in 1965, January. 2 years later, they destroyed the constitutions that the British handed over to us. So from there, when that trouble started, they started taking us into the bush. I can remember vividly. I was able to stay alive today because that time, the military, that time, the police that is watching all Yoruba land is our brother, recruited from our local area that is watching us. It's not like now that you go and bring some soldier from Abakaliki to come and watch to come to Ibadan, or you bring some soldier from Maiduguri. Otherwise, maybe somebody like me, I would have been dead. So that time it is yes. So that time it is our uncle, our brothers that are recruited into the army, that they are patrolling our forest that time to watch us. So that would be like that. Now go back to the last caller. The last caller was talking about, we have to do the whatever. The truth of the matter is this: once Boko Haram or bandits ISWAP with their ragtag army, once they can get the support of some of international community to continue their war, because they have some international backing for the war they are waging. Okay? So who told the last caller and anybody that a whole Yoruba of 70 million people, over 70 million people, man and woman, very well educated people, okay? When we are ready, who told you that we are not going to have a friend to help us? We are not ready yet. And the game is building up. It's building up. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Because, for example, you can see what happened in Ondo State the day before yesterday, whereby people are sleeping. These bastards from Sahel, they come from nowhere. They bring their cow, they graze on their land, and at the same time came back in the night to slaughter them. How long do you think? How long do you think even this Asinwe Tinubu or Oloriburuko Obasanjo, how long do you think they will take this one? You understand? So now we are getting into heat. People shouldn't be in a hurry. Frustration level, I always use the word frustration level. That frustration level, when it starts, you understand, this international community, they will be noticed, whether officially or unofficially, they will know when the game starts. But the truth of the matter is that nobody is coming to fight our war for ourselves and for us. We need to fight our war. Okay? Now, and I don't want anybody to put British or French
British into Nigeria matter anymore. British itself was colonized by the Roman for 475 years. Anybody who doesn't know, Google it today. They were colonized for 475 years. Okay? So British only colonized Nigeria for around 200 years. So let's move on. Let's move on. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria can never be one. Look, do you see the people that are talking about restructure? Which restructure? I don't even talk about restructure anymore. Okay? It takes only Afenifere, Pandef, and Ohaneshe to threaten the North today that we don't want any northern president in 2023.
They did.
Okay? And that is what, I mean, for me, whether it's northern or Igbo presidency, Yoruba president, whatever, I don't support any one of them. Only what I support is breaking up of Nigeria. And that's what I will support until the end of my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Elder. That's another brilliant submission from you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And you have a wonderful evening. So happy birthday to you, sir, because I may not have a chance of speaking to you again. So you have a wonderful 57th birthday.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's Elder Olaoluwa, and that's where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. So everyone who took their time with me, Christy, EJ, or should I say EJB? I'm sorry, I actually missed the name. Every one of you who actually phoned in to contribute to this conversation tonight, thank you. Okay, to my friends on YouTube, remember, you can still like that video before you go. Okay, leave the chat room. Just come out of the chat room, right? Underneath the video, you see the like. Stop it. Okay, it's called engagement, and in the Temple of Truth, right, we call it offerings. So drop your offerings before you leave the temple. If you have enjoyed this so far, and if you are just joining us, right, you can rewind this video. Just move that cursor and that draw down a red line on your screen or white line on your screen. Just draw that back, and you can watch this from the beginning again, and you can skip wherever you think Maiyegun is repeating himself. So free word. I'm going to be back here tomorrow, and then you can watch the replay. Your people do ask, is this live? Yes, it is live. Come on. It's been over a year now that you probably now know that I do premiere the live broadcast later. And whenever it is a replay, you will see it boldly written in the title. You will see the replay, right? Then you also see something on your screen that will not show you dates. It's just going to show Maiyegun's Diary Political Replay. If you love watching it live with other people, you can always watch the replays of my broadcasts 2, 3, 4 hours before the new one, which is always 9 p.m. UK time. So it's been a pleasure with all of you tonight, and thank you. We'll see you some other time. Meanwhile, I actually have something I wanted to tell you. It's important. I'm so sorry that I'm not actually taking enough time, okay? Or I have not got enough time for that. How many of you remember Pelumi? This young boy called Pelumi. I think Pelumi Onifade. Let me see if I can get his name up. Onifade Pelumi. You remember him? He was shot and killed during the NSAS protest. He was, in fact, a journalist. The video journalist who showed where somebody we called politician, right? It wasn't a politician. In fact, it was a criminal who pretended to be a retired soldier. Bolani was something. He shot and killed this guy. He shot and killed protesters, and this guy captured it on camera, right? Few hours after that, Nigerian police grabbed him. They grabbed this boy, right? They locked him up. They declared him missing. 4 or 5 days after that, his lifeless body was found in a morgue in Ekorodu in Lagos State. But the person that shot the person that took him, where the police took him, right? The guy that he recorded shooting and killing protesters during the NSAS is this guy called Bolani or something. How many of you remember this guy's face? It was the guy who made a video talking about how the military killed Abiola, how some people killed Abiola, and blah, 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 blah. His video went viral at some point. That's the guy who brought out guns in Lagos from a jeep. We thought he was a politician. He shot and killed protesters. Why am I telling you? Well, he's a fraudster, a scammer, who also went on to ask people to give him money because he is the appointed chief of army staff by BOKO Haram. With a forged letter and the rest of that, it was picked up by the EFCC, they called. He collected 270 million, allegedly collected 270 million. You know, those his friends, people who saw him made a video about how Abiola died. Anybody can make a video of how Abiola died, right? So this guy has made a video of how Abiola died, right? His friends who saw that, they automatically felt like, oh, now Nigeria can't they attack him. Oh, Nigeria want to deal with him because he exposed Nigeria. He didn't expose any jack shit. He's part of the system. And if the system is dealing with him, I just thought you should know about that. When you see his face, always remember Pelumi Onifade, a 21, I don't even know if Pelumi was 21 years old, but let's say a 21 years old young man, journalist with Boa TV, recorded and captured this guy, bringing out AK-47, shooting protesters in Lagos. We have the video. The guy that made the video disappeared. He was killed. A young man, a casualty of NSAS protest. One of the things that should have all those criminals parading themselves as your would be saviors in 2023. They should not be campaigning for election. They should be in jail, where many of you will be begging that they should not be hanged for the crimes they have committed. I'll tell you more some other time. Guys, thank you so much for your time once again. I'm going to see you some other time. Remember, pay your offering, and it is by like that video, share it. If you enjoyed this, you know what I mean? If you disagree with me, meet me next time with your own facts so that we use facts and fix. Good night, everybody. You have a good evening.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì o. ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.